Hey guys, welcome to Brickstars. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this website that we found not too long ago called Back of the Box Builds. If you're not familiar with this website and you're a fan, especially of 90s system Lego, it is a must visit. So this is a very cool website. And on the About page, we can see the creator of this website is Preston, who looks to be a big fan of Mtron. So this is the person who's put this website together. Lots of great stuff on this page. Thank you for making this website. You can see here they've got a little note here that, once upon a time Lego sets had alternate builds on the back, and they would even build any of these exciting models with this set, but they didn't leave instructions for these. So this was really Lego's way of kind of enticing and encouraging creativity and showing you what all could be done with these sets. And honestly, this is what I miss most about the Lego from my childhood versus Lego today, is the ability to, remake things, let your imagination go crazy, and not exclusively build sets for display. But that's a story for another video. In this video, what we wanted to do is just go through a couple sets, a couple different themes, and kind of just have a discussion on what we like, what looks neat, what's kind of different, and really open you guys up to what was kind of on those boxes back in the day as alternate builds. And hopefully it's some sets you haven't seen before, some new ideas, some more inspiration. And yeah, that's really it, because we find a lot of inspiration from these. So when we look at something like this, you can see it's a submarine, but also what you can do is make a couple different submarines. And we're starting a wave of mocks ourselves that we're looking to modernize these sets. So we'll have polls out for that, and we hope you guys engage and let us know what you want us to build. But you can see what I love is this set looks completely different from the original. That's kind of one submarine. You've got more of a square submarine here and a tower of sorts as like a base. So just shows you it could be so much more than what the original set was. Looking at this Mtron set here, we have the particle ionizer, and I'm always curious, like, what else can they make from this? And you can see they often give a couple different options. So the first one is usually a little bit different, but then you've got things like this where it's a completely different thing. This looks more like an excavator of sorts, and no, it's not perfect, no, it's not as refined, but still looks great and adds a ton of play features to it. So that's a great looking set. And what's neat is both big and small sets had it. So you look at something like the monorail transport base. This is a huge set, a very expensive set. And you can see it had the huge monorail system, a base, a car. But alternatively, you could rearrange it, build some different things. Just tons of options there. The Western Wave is one that I personally love the most, and my goal actually one day is to have multiples of each set that I can actually build a town with a lot of the alternate builds. So you can see the Sheriff's Lockout. In this case, they've got kind of a different looking sheriff station. Here it's also a bit different, but here it looks more like an outpost of sorts. And what I like here is, the original set had these black roofs. Well, you're not limited by that. Here they've used the gray roof, and they've got kind of the bad guys hiding out here and the sheriff and the deputy attacking them. And what I always found interesting as well is they even went so far as to switch out the minifigures. So you see this guy, he's usually wearing the gray pants normally, but in some alternate builds, they've got black pants on him. And so changes like that, I think, just made it so much easier and funner to kind of mess with the Lego as a kid. You didn't have to worry about keeping it in its original state. More space stuff here. Space was always cool to me because I didn't have a lot of it, but I was always kind of impressed what they could do. So in this case, the Mission Commander spaceship here can also become a base, like big base with a smaller spaceship. Very, very cool looking. One of my favorite sets, the Pharaoh's Forbidden Ruins. Looking at this set, it's got a lot of pieces, a lot of prints, a lot of cool minifigures, but look what you could build as well. You could build more of like a closed-in tomb perhaps. And one thing this site does have as well, by the way, is sometimes they'll have instructions, not for this particular one, but on another one we'll see them here shortly. Look at this. I always found it funny. Sometimes they'll have builds that kind of make no sense. This almost looks like a hamburger food truck type thing. A palm tree with a flame, a crocodile with palm tree wings, but it just goes to show you that it's totally fine. And honestly, as a kid, I'd build stuff like this and just have the most fun. So it's very cool that they used to do this, and I think it's quite a shame that they don't do it anymore. So anyway, moving on to the Guarded Inn. A classic set, a beautiful display set because of these detailed printed wall pieces. You can see it had a bit of an interior as well, and is one of those iconic classical Lego sets, but it can also be transformed a little bit and altered to maybe be kind of like an open restaurant. You can see they've still kept that restaurant sign front and center. And yeah, a couple other similar builds. So that's really, what we wanted to do is just kind of give you an idea of what this site has and show you what all is possible with some of these sets that may appear simple, but you can do a lot with. So you can see here, again, they often had multiple ones. In this case, A, B, C. Something's a tower, something's not, but nonetheless, tons of great sets on this site, and it looks like they've added a lot more new ones. They're organized by theme as well. So like I said, this was more of an intro into what's available here. And like I said, you can also click on the instructions, and a lot of times they'll have instructions for the alternate builds as well. So great site, lots of inspiration. Let us know if you're fans of this site, and we plan to do a video going into a particular theme in detail and exploring all the alternate builds of a particular theme. So stay tuned for that video as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.